All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1054, McKinney case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may be seated. I see you were brought to court today. I don't necessarily know who is this?
My ex-husband.
Okay. So
Yes.
he brought you to court today, had you served.
Correct.
Have you talked to him?
I have not.
Interesting. Okay. Well, do you have any idea why he brought you here? I mean, other than him saying he's wanting child support, that's all I know.
That's all I know as well. We actually share a child together. Her name is Michaela. She's 12.
Okay.
And she's back and forth between her father and myself.
All right, folks, get ready for a courtroom plot twist. Mr. McKinney went through all the steps to take his ex-wife to court for child support, had her served, set the wheels in motion, and then vanished. That's right. He started the legal fight, then pulled a full-on disappearing act. Meanwhile, Mom is here, present, composed, and just as confused as the rest of us. She got no explanation, no warning, just a court summons. And now, she's standing in front of the judge, answering questions about a case she never asked for, while the man who dragged her here is nowhere to be found. Judge Vonda isn't about to waste time on an empty chair. She confirms what we all see: Dad's missing, and that's a problem. Mom, while calm, is clearly irritated. She wasn't even given the courtesy of a conversation beforehand, just a demand for child support, with zero context. And if you think Dad's no-show won't come with consequences, think again. Judge Vonda doesn't entertain courtroom games, and today is no exception.
And he's just decided to bring me to court. Currently, I do everything for Michaela. We just came back from a trip to Mexico.
Okay.
I furnished Michaela's education, take her shopping, basically just doing what a mother's supposed to do at this point.
Right.
So I'm not understanding why he would waste our time and bring me to court just for this, when I'm doing for Michaela.
All right. And so do you all have any relationship at all?
We don't.
Okay. Was there a recent disagreement or something? I mean, something triggered him to want to bring you to court and ask for child support, especially for a child that you all share.
Absolutely. And there was a situation where I had a friend, and
Michaela, 12, splits her time between both parents, but Mom is the one handling the heavy lifting. School, clothes, doctor's visits, vacations, all on her. She even just took her daughter on a trip to Mexico. This isn't a case of neglect or irresponsibility, far from it. So naturally, she's asking the same question we all are: why is she even here? From her perspective, this whole case feels less like a legal necessity and more like a personal attack. And with Dad nowhere to be found, that theory is starting to hold weight. The courtroom isn't the place for petty drama, and revenge disguised as responsibility won't fly here. Then, the real kicker: Mom has a new male friend, and Dad isn't taking it well. That's when the light bulb goes off. This wasn't about child support at all. It was about control. Dad saw something he didn't like, got triggered, and decided to drag Mom to court. But here's the thing. The legal system isn't here for emotional games. Judge Vonda sees right through it. Mom calls it out. And to top it all off, Dad didn't even have the nerve to show up and defend his claim.
he just did not like the fact that I had a friend and Michaela was around my friend.
Okay. So it's a guy friend.
It is.
Okay.
It is a guy friend, and he's just very vindictive at this point, and this really shows it. He didn't even show up.
Yeah, you know, it's when people don't show up to court, it's weird for me because I have to stare at an empty chair, you know. But what I am going to do is go ahead and dismiss this case.
And just like that, Judge Vonda drops the gavel. Case dismissed. No child support, no follow-ups. Just one big congratulations, you wasted everyone's time. Judge Vonda lays it out plain and simple. If Dad wants to try again, he'll have to start from square one. Refile, reserve, and this time, actually show up. But for now, it's done. No orders, no payments, just a courtroom lesson in what happens when you don't take the process seriously. Mom double checks, no surprises, no loose ends. Judge Vonda confirms, nothing more for now. But Dad? He still has a shot to bring this case back if he dares. And given today's disappearing act, not likely. The real kicker? This entire mess could have been avoided with one honest conversation. Instead, Dad weaponized the court system, then bailed the moment things got real. That's not just petty, it's a straight-up waste of time, energy, and taxpayer dollars. And in Judge Vonda's courtroom, that kind of nonsense doesn't fly.
You will not be placed on child support today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you understand what that means,
would
by me dismissing?
I do understand that. However, I would like to know what are my next steps that I possibly could have?
Well, at this point, none. You're not being placed on child support. His
Okay.
case is being dismissed. If in the future, now he can refile and try to bring you back to court, and he can get you reserved, and hopefully he shows up. But other than that, nothing else is going to happen with your case. He has to go through the entire process again.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions?
No questions at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Judge Vonda lays it all out, plain and simple. The law doesn't bend. If you file a lawsuit, you have to show up. No exceptions, no excuses. If you're not in the room, the court can't rule in your favor. End of story. Even if Dad had a solid case, which, let's be real, is questionable, it wouldn't have mattered. Because when the person you're trying to put on child support shows up and you don't, case dismissed. Just like that. Here's the real lesson. Court isn't a playground for personal drama. It's about real accountability. And that starts with actually showing up. So if anyone out there is thinking of using the legal system to settle personal grudges, think again. Filing isn't enough. You have to be ready to stand behind your claims. What we saw today, the system working exactly as it should. Mom showed up, calm, prepared, and clear. Dad? He bailed before the first question, and in the end, the court sent a message loud and clear. Child support court is for responsibility, not revenge.
Hi guys, it's me. I just want to go over what you all witnessed in the McKinney case. Well, Mom was brought to court by her ex-husband who did not show up for court. If you are going to file a lawsuit, you have to show up. If you don't show up and the person who you were trying to place on child support shows up, the court cannot move forward with whatever relief that you were requesting, and the case was dismissed, and it's that simple.